Probably not public information yet, but who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Y'all remember that actor Leonardo DiCaprio? Well, Leo is somebody who has been long documented as somebody who really enjoys going to some Diddy parties. But he be saying that he only went to the white parties, not the freak-offs. Bruh, you sure about that? I mean, it could just be me, but this kind of looks pretty sus. It's just a whole bunch of dudes on a bed, and you got your skinny little white boy legs out there. Like, what's really happening? Can we get somebody who's better at science than me to measure the distance between Leo's junk and Diddy's mouth? And what are these other dudes doing? Like, I swear to God, that dude is making straight up love eyes at him. And Leo be looking real happy and real relaxed right here. I mean, I don't know, is it just me or does that scream some weird stuff happened? Let me know in the comments.
Because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile on your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that.
Oh man, we gotta wait for French, man.
We're here.
Run and get French. It wouldn't be Thanksgiving if you wasn't starving.
Leonardo DiCaprio just shocked the entire courtroom, and no one saw it coming. For years, Leo and Diddy were known for their wild parties, A-list connections, and private jet lifestyles. But all of that came crashing down when DiCaprio officially agreed to testify against Diddy in federal court. The man once known for staying out of controversy is now stepping directly into the center of one of the biggest criminal cases in entertainment history. And the details he's about to reveal, they're not just career-ending for Diddy, they're criminal. It's official. Leonardo DiCaprio has accepted a federal subpoena. He will testify under oath in the trafficking, fraud, and conspiracy case that threatens to bring Diddy's empire crashing to the ground. And this isn't just a celebrity cameo. According to prosecutors, DiCaprio was present during multiple events now under federal investigation. Events the government says were used to manipulate, coerce, and silence victims. And now, Leo is breaking the silence. The courtroom went completely silent when the announcement was made. Diddy, once cocky and composed, froze in his seat. This wasn't just a betrayal, it was the ultimate takedown. The moment Leo agreed to testify, Diddy's legal team knew the case had shifted. Prosecutors now have a Hollywood insider who witnessed it all. The private parties, the celebrity guests, the disturbing behavior behind closed doors. Leonardo saw everything, and now he's telling the court. Legal insiders say federal agents approached DiCaprio weeks ago. At first, he refused to comment, but after reviewing travel records, bank statements, and digital correspondence, the feds issued a motion to compel his testimony. And DiCaprio, realizing the magnitude of what he had witnessed, agreed. Not for headlines, not for clout, but to protect himself from getting dragged into a case that's becoming more explosive by the day. Prosecutors believe Leonardo DiCaprio attended at least 4 high-profile events hosted by Diddy that are now considered critical to the investigation. These weren't just VIP parties. They were allegedly orchestrated events where illegal activities took place under the guise of celebrity glamour. One of those parties, held at a private mansion in the Hollywood Hills, included NDAs, confiscated phones, and a secret backroom gathering only a handful of guests were invited to. Federal documents now confirm that Leo was there, and that's just the beginning. Investigators say they recovered encrypted messages from Diddy's inner circle referring to Leo's approval and VIP witness clearance. Prosecutors believe this refers to DiCaprio being present at scenes where hush money, blackmail, or coercion may have occurred. And now, under oath, Leo is expected to reveal exactly what he saw. The moment Leo's name hit the official witness list, Diddy panicked. Just hours before his pre-trial hearing, he tried to leave the courthouse using a side entrance reserved for emergency personnel. Surveillance footage shows Diddy flanked by security, attempting to bypass federal marshals, but he was stopped immediately and escorted back inside. Court staff logged the incident as a potential flight risk, and the judge was furious. "You are not above the law," she told him. "Attempting to evade standard court protocol is a breach of trust. You will now be subject to tighter restrictions until further notice." That's when the prosecution stood up and dropped the bombshell. "Your Honor, we confirm Leonardo DiCaprio has accepted a federal subpoena and will be testifying under oath." The room froze. Diddy's legal team scrambled. His lawyer tried to seal the information, claiming it would prejudice the jury, but the judge didn't budge. If Mr. DiCaprio has relevant information, he will testify. This court will not shield the truth. Diddy sat back down, silent. For the first time in weeks, he looked genuinely afraid. Leonardo DiCaprio was never one to seek drama, but prosecutors say he became a key player simply by being in the room. According to sealed court documents, DiCaprio attended a yacht party off the coast of Miami where multiple victims later reported coercion and drug-fueled manipulation. Witnesses described a dark shift that night. One minute it was champagne and music, the next it was locked rooms, aggressive handlers, and people too intoxicated to give consent. And Leo, he saw it all. Prosecutors believe DiCaprio may have even attempted to leave early, but stayed after being pressured by Diddy's inner circle. In a recovered group message from one of Diddy's burner phones, one text read, "Leo can't dip yet. We need him smiling for optics." Another message warned, "Remind Leo what's at stake." Investigators believe this refers to efforts to keep DiCaprio at events so others could feel safe or lulled into dropping their guard. But what Leo didn't realize is that his presence, his silence, was being weaponized. And when he finally understood the full scope of what was happening behind closed doors, when the feds showed him the footage, the timelines, the victims' testimonies, he flipped. DiCaprio agreed to testify to make sure his silence wouldn't be mistaken for complicity, and now he's ready to speak. Once the public learned Leonardo DiCaprio would be testifying, Diddy's empire began to unravel. Ciroc dropped him immediately. Bad Boy Records board members distanced themselves. Revolt TV went into emergency restructuring. And sponsors, they ran. Within 48 hours of the court announcement, Diddy lost millions in active endorsements and had 6 more lawsuits filed against him. 3 of them from former employees claiming wrongful termination and unsafe working conditions at events DiCaprio was present for. It got worse. FBI raids on storage units tied to Diddy's shell companies revealed handwritten notes, guest lists, and hidden surveillance footage from events DiCaprio attended. Red A-list agenda. It had Leo's name at the top. Investigators say this confirms he was used as bait to make disturbing events appear elite and safe. The government plans to use this document during Leo's testimony. Not to blame him, but to show how deep the deception went, that even A-list celebrities were unknowingly pulled into Diddy's web of control. And now, DiCaprio is doing everything he can to shine a light on what really happened. His testimony will be a turning point, and the jury knows it. This is the moment Diddy feared. He built his entire legacy on silence, manipulation, and fear. But now silence is over. Leonardo DiCaprio will look him in the eye and tell the truth. What he saw, what he heard, what he realized too late. And with that, Diddy's last line of defense crumbles. Because when someone like DiCaprio, respected, powerful, and once friendly, says enough is enough, the whole industry listens. Diddy's inner circle is cracking, assistants are flipping, bodyguards are cooperating, and now with DiCaprio on board, prosecutors have the credibility they need to make every accusation stick. This isn't speculation, it's sworn testimony backed by evidence, timelines, and federal agents. There's no more running, no more spinning the narrative. Diddy's world is collapsing from the inside out, and the man who once danced around the truth now has to face it head on. Because Leonardo DiCaprio isn't backing down. He's testifying, he's exposing the truth, and this time Diddy has nowhere left to hide.